after easiest power thing.
The Live Viper 6 Skyview Network, sponsored by Terry Lambert Hyundai.
Rain is still impacting the majority of the CSRA. It is a Viper 6 alert day as we track more flooding, not only today, but over the next couple of days. I'll break down all the details straight ahead.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 6.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brad Means.
And I'm Jenny Montgomery. Our coverage begins with a check of the weather from our chief meteorologist, Jenna Petracci.
Let's start out with a look at Live Viper 6. You can see the rain is impacting around half our area, mostly light shower activity, but some heavier downpours in parts of Aiken and Burke County, and then flash flooding ongoing around Columbia and also some of our southern line counties still. Here's a closer look up towards Aiken County. Notice around Wagner and Perry, and then outside of our viewing area, we have that heavier rain, very widespread all the way into Augusta, Evans, Martinez, North Augusta, covered with light showers. And this continues all the way down towards the south. Wrightsville is drying up now, but just to the east of them around Kite, Wadley, Louisville, a lot of rain. And then, of course, that flash flood warning continues for parts of Screven County, including Sylvania. That continues into Allendale County and also most of Jenkins County under that flash flood warning. So the first one goes until 8:30 this evening, possibly could be extended after that. But we also have another flash flood warning for Screven County, and that includes Sylvania. So it's possible that we'll continue to see these extended as the rain is just really not letting up, at least for now. Aerial flood watch continues all the way through Friday morning for the county shaded here. That's as far north as McDuffie and Columbia, so we're not out of the woods yet. It's not just our southern line counties that have the potential of flooding, because notice we're starting to see that gradient here increase as we go up towards Richmond and Aiken. Savannah River site now picking up on over 3 inches of rain. Just over an inch though in Augusta and Aiken, so not bad just yet. The main focus is certainly down towards Barnwell over to Jenkins County. That's where rainfall totals have made it to 5, even up to 10 inches to the south of Sylvania. So we're seeing around 8.8 inches over the last 24 hours around Newington, and also around 6 inches in southern Allendale and Bamberg counties. The rain is coming down here on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam at the Amentum Center in Aiken. A cloudy and cooler day, a lot of mid-70s, but a little warmer towards the west, sitting in those low 80s. The winds are gusting up to around 25 to 35 miles per hour. Right now, a 34-mile-per-hour gust in Waynesboro, 29 in Augusta. The center of the storm is just to our southeast around Hilton Head. So all of these wind gusts could lead to trees down and power outages. Right now, we do have some outages across the CSRA with more potential impacts over the next 2 days. So stay with us for more information on all of that. But back to you.
All right, Jenna, thank you very much. Our storm coverage continues in Allendale County, where the area is expected to experience significant rainfall from Debbie.
Our Aiken Bureau Chief Sean Cabbage-Stalk live now. And Sean, I tell you, flooding is a major issue for some people there.
Good to be with you. We've seen storm damage and flooding, but Brad and Jenny, it's nothing like the flooding that's displacing several people over at the Fairfax Garden Apartments.
I would rather be here than any place else. But this water ain't scared me none.
Flooding due to Debbie at Fairfax Garden Apartments is hitting seniors hard. About 30 people live there. Family members are being contacted, and local officials are managing the evacuation.
When I woke up this morning, I came out here, and this is what it was.
Allendale Fairfax Elementary School is designated for the safekeeping at this time. But what we're trying to do right now is get them out to family members.
Emergency services, including the fire department, are on the ground. They are addressing the water issues, but haven't removed it all yet.
They tried to siphon some of the water out of the area, direct it back into the woods, but it's so much water, it's just running right back.
There's a push to investigate nearby canals that might be contributing to the constant flooding. Leaders say they've asked for help from the outside, but the response has been slow.
Engineers would have to come in and look at it and see what would have to happen for it to not happen again. But certainly there could be something done drainage-wise, but that would be up to an engineer to tell us what we need to do to get that done.
And whoosh,
tree just came in.
In Allendale, Adrienne Williams was preparing her kids for bed when a tree crashed into her home. She heard a loud crash as debris hit the floor.
My baby just jumped up because I was in, like, right there where the closet door was going towards the bathroom. I just got the baby out the tub. And my baby was like, ah, mama, help, I'm scared. And looked up, yep, tree right there. So we can't stay here. The whole ceiling out, like you can see outside right now.
She's managing okay for now, but they're staying with her mother until they can get things sorted out. The storm has caused significant damage. The roof, floors, kitchen, and her clothes are ruined.
Now I'm on disability. I get to check once a month. I got rent and school clothes.
And emergency management officials want you to report any downed trees, power lines, or debris that you may encounter. They have a non-emergency number. Let me get that for you. It's 803-584-8151. Live in Allendale County, I'm Aiken Bureau Chief Sean Kapitschok, WJBF News Channel.
Thank you so much, Sean. Bamberg County also getting hit hard with the rain. Here's Hannah Latier.
The rain has been coming down steadily, turning dirt roads like this one into mud roads. County emergency officials are warning people who live around here to stay off of them and to stay indoors if you can help it. On top of the mud, Briar Creek Road had a tree fall, which crews cleared away quickly. They also responded to a fallen tree on a power line earlier in the day. With plenty of standing water on the roads, the county is bracing for flooding. Its Emergency Operations Center gave out about 150 sandbags on Monday and has more to give out as the storm progresses. Officials there are urging anyone who has a non-emergency report or question to call 803-245-3031.
We are monitoring areas for flooding. We're monitoring for power outages. If you are in need of flood materials, please come by and grab what you need to protect your home and your business. Should there be a need for shelter, we are prepared for residents who may need shelter if they do experience excessive flooding.
Bamberg County schools are closed Wednesday and Thursday, and county government offices are closed on Wednesday. Again, for non-emergency reports, please call the number at the bottom of your screen. In Bamberg County, Hannah Latier, WJBF News Channel 6.
Another area that is getting hit hard, Scriven County. You saw on Jenna's map more than 9 inches of rain in Newington and counting. Bria Smith live now in an area that's impacted by Debbie for sure. Bria?
That's right, Brad. Well, we're currently here at the local EMS headquarters where they say fallen trees and downed power lines are mostly what they've been seeing, reminding you to be aware. I spoke with Scriven County Fire Rescue and EMA Director Chief Harvey Kreider about the impacts of Tropical Storm Debbie. They say they've been experiencing things like flooding, washed out roads, and more.
We've already had some incidents where we've had roads blocked off and cars is going through our barricades and getting stuck and putting themselves in harm's way. So we want to, tell people if there's cones there, be aware of it. They're there for a reason, not to drive around. There's so many roads that's blocked and that's closed right now that there's just so much signage that we have. We don't have so much signage just to tell people that those roads are closed, but those barricades is an indication of they don't need to be traveling down those roads.
EMS saying that they're keeping their website up to date with more information, and if you don't absolutely have to leave your home, it's best to stay home. For now, reporting live in Scriven, Bria Smith, WJBF News Channel 6.
Some school districts are having closures that we want to tell you about tonight. Burke, Jenkins, and Scriven County schools are closed tomorrow. Bamberg and Allendale County schools are all closed tomorrow and Thursday. We have a full list on our website, WJBF.com. Continue to check it as we update the information.
An investigation underway after the death of a baby in Richmond County. The infant's mother, 19-year-old September Surite, 42-year-old Diane Surite, and 39-year-old Antonio Nash, all arrested, all charged with murder. This happened about 2 o'clock this morning at the Budget Inn on Gordon Highway, where investigators say they found an unresponsive infant. The baby died at the hospital. Downtown Augusta Monument finds the funds to make a comeback, but how and when are still questions. George Escala has more.
There's little left to see of the Emily Tubman Monument on Green Street, but that is going to change.
The community came together to make this happen, and I'm happy about that. And so being able to put the monument back up.
Commissioners approving replacing the memorial at a cost not to exceed $150,000. 2 years after it was destroyed after being hit by a car.
I think that this is something that definitely needs to be put back up, and I'd like to see it sooner than later.
The city getting $25,000 from the driver's insurance company and a local $25,000 grant. The remaining funds coming from a $100,000 federal grant.
The finance department has worked closely with our grant writer within the administrator's office to source other funding to ensure that we're able to get this monument rebuilt for the community.
But the question is when. There's a major road project on Green Street and it will include the monument site. So do you rebuild now or wait on the street work?
It may be a situation where we may need to wait. I say we may need to wait because I'm not sure exactly what they need to do in that area.
I don't want to commit to if they will go in before or after, but at least we'll have the funding secured.
It's been 2 years since the Tubman Monument was knocked to the ground as the city works on the timeline to get it back up. In Augusta, George Escala, WJBF, News Channel 6.
Coming up, Vice President Harris selects her running mate.
We'll have the latest on the race for public perception ahead.
Hi, EG.
Joins us now for another check of weather.
Well, the CSRA is no longer included under the tropical storm warning, but the South Carolina coastline is, as Debbie is expected to make a second landfall. And still, we will have some impacts from the outer rain bands over the next couple of days. More details right after the break.
Nets Plumbing, your Children First on News Channel 6 is sponsored by Bridgestone. The News Channel 6 mobile app is now even better. Download it today. This is a WJBF Live 5/6 alert.
Well, we've been talking about it since late last night. There has been significant flooding in Screven County, record-breaking rainfall totals with 5 to 10 inches of rain across the county just over a 24-hour period. And here's some viewer photos sent in from Candace Burke. This is in Screven County. That's her property there. You can see some cars nearly underwater. Very, very high water levels there. Unfortunately, some chickens were even lost from the flood down here. Definitely hope everyone is staying safe in Screven County. This is just one look at the flood down there. There has been a lot of properties impacted, and unfortunately, those rainfall totals are very vast and very impressive amounts, anywhere from Charleston down to Florida. Around 10 to 15 inches of rain, anywhere where you're seeing this purple or white color here on our rainfall total map. And part of that starts to creep into our viewing area. So it's really Screven, Bamberg, and Allendale counties that's picked up on the most rainfall. Drastic difference from what's in our northern viewing area. Trace amounts for places like McCormick, Wilkes, Tolliver County. You can see they are still dry over there. So this is mostly impacting anywhere from Saluda County down to Johnson County, with widespread rain across Aiken and Barnwell. Pretty much just light activity though, but all of this light rain can still amount to a lot of flooding concerns because it's just coming down nonstop as Debbie is barely moving, pretty much a stationary storm. Louisville and Waynesboro also in on that rain, and then you can see a flash flood warning there for Screven County that goes until 11 o'clock. That includes Sylvania along Highway 301. Very cloudy day across the entire region. Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview Cam showing just that over the Savannah River. 75 degrees, north wind coming in at 18 miles per hour. Those gusts up to around 35. Mid-70s for the most part, but some of us are seeing the low 80s, such as Gibson and Lincolnton, a little bit warmer, but nonetheless a cooler summer day for sure. Tropical Storm Debbie is centered right around Hilton Head right now. That's where the eye of the storm is. Very weak storm, only 40-mile-per-hour winds, moving at 3 miles per hour. So as I mentioned, pretty much not moving at all. The rain bands stretch all the way down to the Bahamas and stretch as far north as around Richmond, Virginia. Debbie will be sticking around for quite some time, but it is going to eventually weaken down to a depression. But before that, it will strengthen again to 50-mile-per-hour winds because because of it turning out into the Atlantic Ocean. So instead of just going straight up towards the north, it makes an eastward turn and then back to the west again. And that's why we could still have some impacts as late as Thursday. But for the rest of the night, still high flash flooding potential. This starts to improve by tomorrow, just a marginal risk for a lot of us. But notice it's our southeastern counties that are unfortunately in on the highest threat of flooding still each day. Then as we go into Thursday through Friday morning, that risk starts to expand again, and that even includes some of our northern counties that have stayed dry for the most part, and that's all because of Debbie taking that slight westward turn. Tonight at 8 o'clock, outer rain bands will come down heavy in parts of Aiken County down to Burke, but it won't last much longer because notice by around 11 o'clock to midnight, we're actually drying out, so we will get a bit of a break, and you're probably going to think it is over with, but it is not, because then the rain comes right back Wednesday night into Thursday, mostly impacting our South Carolina counties, but even by Thursday afternoon, some of that rain will cross into Georgia. But for tonight, only up to around an inch to an inch and a half of additional rainfall, and then notice those totals will climb by Thursday night. Anywhere where we're seeing the yellow color here, that could indicate 2 to 4 inches of rain on top of what we already had. Our day planner tomorrow showing 70s for the most part, but even topping off at around the upper 80s in the afternoon for some of us. That 10-day forecast showing the Viper 6 alert days Wednesday and Thursday as we continue to track Debbie. Temperatures back into the low 90s over the weekend as the rain chances go down. Mostly dry and sunny start to next week. And we'll be right back.
Hey again, I'm Art Express.
Something about the morning. They should be good now. You know that I love you. Good morning, Augusta.
Ready to develop more than a career?
Viper 6 alert days continue Wednesday and Thursday as we track Tropical Storm Debbie. More flooding possible, and then as we go into the weekend, rain chances go down, the sun comes out, temperatures will go back into the low 90s.
All right, Jenna, thanks. And that is our report for now. Thanks for watching. We're back at 7 after World News Tonight.
And then we'll see you again for News Channel 6 at 11. Great evening, everyone.